Yeah, well done, people. Today is New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2025, currently after 12. And I'm headed into town to make some money before the New Year. So I also want to speak to some of the passengers and ask them, some questions. Like, why you decided to choose Uber over regular transportation? Do you think it's unsafe? Do you think it's convenient? Do you think it's, efficient, reliable? And how would you compare it to regular route taxis or on-time taxi, not Lyft? What are them? The one that the people them always get lost from or get kidnapped and one bag of violent things. In drive. Yeah. So that's really what's on the agenda for today. Hope it's a good video. I hope you learned something, and I hope y'all are doing well and are staying safe. Yeah, can I ask you like a question?
Sure.
Why do you, or well, I'm not sure if you do take InDrive, but do you prefer Uber over InDrive?
I mean, I've taken InDrive before, so yeah, I prefer taking Uber because with Uber, it's like, even though with InDrive you get to pick how much to pay, I still think that like Uber, like the prices that they have, it's still kind of reasonable sometimes, like when there's no surge. But then they also have like the whole promo thing, so if you have promos, then that's really good too. But it makes me feel safer, to be honest, being in an Uber, because I like the whole pin, and you can't drive off if you don't have the right pin. Yeah.
Oh, so on the topic of reasonability and safety, how do you compare it to even like route taxis as well as like regular, no, not route taxis and on-time taxis, for example?
Do you see like those, like, they're public transportation. There are times when you go in, so I've taken public transportation before, so when you go in those taxis, it's like you itch up like sardine, and sometimes you have to lap up, and it's kind of uncomfortable.
Oh, so you say like Uber carries with a certain experience that you wouldn't get anywhere else?
Yes. So you, in an Uber, you get the freedom to just be by yourself, right? Even though there are sometimes taxi men who do Uber, but with Uber though, it's one person per ride, basically, unless you have somebody else with you. Yeah, so it's not like, oh, you're in the Uber and you expect the taxi man to stop and say, "One already." So yeah, you get your personal space and you don't feel, yeah.
Would you consider Uber to be like the most reliable form of like public transportation?
Most reliable?
Yeah. When you're supposed to compare it to the same route taxi, on time, in drive, and whatnot.
Thinking about it, yeah, because sometimes, like say for example, you're there standing up and you're waiting on a taxi. You see all of these taxis passing you and you have to stay there and wait because there's no space in the taxi. So they just drive past you. But like if you were to book an Uber, that Uber is for you. So yeah, it's reliable. Even though you do pay more to get the service, but it's a service. You're paying for a service.
Have you had any like bad experiences with Uber, like personally, or do you know anyone that has had any bad experiences?
Not with Uber, but with Uber driver. An Uber driver.
Oh, with a specific individual.
Yes.
So not necessarily the application or the software, but the
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
You want to like share that experience?
With the person.
Yeah. Or yeah.
So what happened was that I was just getting used to taking transportation by myself at this point. So I'm kind of like looking out for the things that people are always saying. Oh, be careful about like this person and that person. You can't trust anybody. Da 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 da. Rightfully so, right? And then this one time, I was going home, and this Uber driver, I decided to sit in the back. This Uber driver, every second, it's like he's looking back at me, asking me, "Are you okay?" And it just felt so
Uncomfortable.
Yeah, I felt so uncomfortable. Like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you asking me if I'm okay, but when like him to look back at me so many times, every single time we stop and stuff, I felt really uncomfortable.
Did that change like your perspective on Uber?
No, because it wasn't Uber's fault. It was just the driver.
Okay. Have you had any like good or great experiences in an Uber?
I have had some really good drivers. Really good. So like there was this my god.
You don't take taxi money? One of the reasons why you don't go in on taxi.
Yeah.
But they're very see, I would say that
They're unpredictable.
And unprofessional.
Yeah.
As well. I generally feel like there comes a certain level of professionalism when, or a certain expectation for professionalism when you come into a Uber as well. You don't expect them. That's also one of the reasons why you chose it, because you don't want to be in a taxi for a reason.
Yeah.
Right?
Because I don't want to basically fear for my life.
Yeah.
Because say they're gonna drive fast and like anybody will call me hype for it. But I personally just don't. Okay, who's to say anybody likes taking public transportation?
Yeah.
But I just don't like it. If I have the opportunity to take Uber, I will. But if I'm just genuinely in a situation where it just makes sense to take public transportation, then fine. Because like when I was in high school, to be fair, the only thing at that time was InDrive. They just came out with InDrive, and it was either take a $700 InDrive back home, or to take a $150 taxi. But I had to do that for 3 days of the week. So financially, as a little school girl, me not get lunch money. I didn't get any extra money to pay for that. So I just
Pay the public.
Yeah. That was a time where I just said, you know what?
Just have to do it.
I just had to do it. And it's not like I was doing it alone.
Yeah.
So I was comfortable. Not comfortable with the driver. Comfortable where I was. But now that I'm in university and everything, for me I take public transportation for really, because based on where I live, it kinda don't make sense. Because I'd have to walk all the way up there and then take the taxi, go down Crossroads to go dental school, and then it's kind of like better I just took an Uber, because by the time I walk up there, I sweat up and
You waste time or whatnot.
yeah, when I could have just sat down there and waited on an Uber. It takes more time for me to walk up there than sit down and wait on an Uber. Oh my god!
Bro, you saw that?
Yes. I'm glad there was no traffic here.
Yeah.
Beep beep.
Bro, what kind of driving that, bro? Hey, how would you rate my driving?
You? I'm not scared when you drive.
That's good.
Cause recently, recently I was in an accident. So ever since then, I have been so weary about people driving me. Like taking Ubers all the time, I get so scared, and I'm just like looking, like, are you gonna take your time? Like, please, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm always looking out. But then I don't feel any right now. I'm just like, oh yeah, I could fall asleep.
Thanks.
I could fall asleep.
Alright. That's all the questions that I was just a bit curious, to be honest. I've been seeing the news and whatnot, so I just wanted like somebody's genuine outlook on the entire app or the entire situation on a whole. Yeah, thanks for the insight.
No problem.